You think your deadlift is making you stronger, but what if I told you it might be slowly destroying your back instead? Not today, not tomorrow, but rep after rep, month after month, until one day something snaps. And it's not bad luck, it's the way you've been lifting all along. Most lifters don't get injured when they feel weak. They get injured when they feel confident, when they think they've got their form figured out. When the weight moves and ego says, "See, I'm fine." Meanwhile, their spine is silently paying the price. Tightness they ignore, discomfort they brush off, normal soreness they convince themselves is just part of training, until it isn't. The deadlift is powerful, but here's the truth nobody likes to hear. If you're doing it wrong, you're not building strength, you're building a time bomb. So in this video, we're going to talk about why so many lifters are secretly destroying their backs and how to take control before it's too late.
You walk up to the bar, chalk on your hands, belt tight, heart pounding. You grab the bar and pull like your life depends on it. The weight moves, adrenaline spikes, and for a moment you feel strong, powerful, unstoppable. But your lower back feels something completely different. It feels tight. It feels strained. It feels like it's one rep away from giving up on you. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. Most people aren't deadlifting to get stronger. They're deadlifting their way closer to injury. Not today, not tomorrow, but slowly, quietly, rep after rep. And the scariest thing about it? You rarely feel serious pain until it's too late. That tiny discomfort you brushed off, that wasn't normal gym pain. That was your spine begging for help while you ignored it in the name of ego, pride, or "I think my form is okay." The deadlift is an incredible exercise. It builds strength, power, discipline, confidence. But when you do it wrong, it becomes the fastest way to ruin your back, wreck your progress, and make you terrified of training. And most people doing it wrong aren't beginners. They're the ones who think they've got it under control. Let's talk about why so many people are quietly destroying their backs. The first killer is ego lifting. Instead of lifting what your body is ready for, you lift what your pride wants. You see someone stronger than you. You want to prove something. So you stack plates, you slap your chest, you hype yourself up, and then you yank the bar off the ground like you're trying to rip a tree out of the earth. Your back rounds, your shoulders cave, everything shakes. But the bar moves, so you tell yourself, "That was solid." No, it wasn't. That wasn't strength. That was your spine absorbing trauma, while you convinced yourself it was hard work. Every rounded rep compresses your discs, stretches your ligaments, and turns your lower back into a crash test dummy. And what's worse, your brain adapts. It starts believing that this horrible form is normal. That's how injuries are born. Then there's the second problem. You deadlift with your back instead of your legs and hips. The deadlift is designed to be powered by your glutes, hamstrings, and hips, the strongest muscles in your body. But a lot of lifters completely ignore them. Instead of pushing the floor away, they hinge violently, yank upward, and drag the bar with their spine like it's doing all the work alone. Your lower back was never meant to be the engine. It was meant to be the stabilizer. And every time you force it to do the heavy work, you're teaching your body the wrong lesson. That's why after deadlifting, you don't feel powerful. You feel cooked, tight, unstable. And you call it a good back pump, but it's not a pump. It's your body screaming that you're doing something wrong. Then we hit one of the silent assassins, bar distance. The farther the bar drifts from your body, the more torque gets thrown straight into your spine. Every inch forward multiplies the stress. That's why you feel like the bar is trying to pull you forward, because it is. When the weight gets heavy, leverage becomes everything, and bad leverage destroys backs. But the most underestimated mistake of all is bracing, or better said, the complete lack of it. Most people walk up to the bar, bend down, grab it, and pull, with zero core stability. No pressure, no tension, no armor. Imagine trying to drive downhill with no brakes and just hoping everything works out. That's what you're doing every time you deadlift with a relaxed core. Maybe you get lucky,
Or maybe you snap something and spend the next months wishing you could undo that one rep. And that's where many lifters live, stuck between wanting to deadlift heavy and secretly being afraid of what it's doing to their backs. Fear hiding behind confidence, pain hiding behind pride. But here's the truth you need to hear. Your back isn't the problem. The deadlift isn't the problem. The problem is how you're doing it. When you move wrong, when you rush, when you let ego drive, you don't build strength, you build risk. But if you learn control, if you learn to respect the lift, everything changes. Your back stops hurting, your confidence returns, strength finally feels safe. And that's where we go next. Not just how to deadlift, but how to own it so it stops destroying your back and starts building a stronger version of you.
If part 1 was your wake-up call, this is the moment you stop surviving your deadlift and start controlling it. Because the deadlift doesn't have to be something you fear. It doesn't have to be something that threatens your back every time you train. When you do it right, it becomes one of the safest, strongest, most empowering movements your body can perform. But to get there, you have to rebuild it correctly from the ground up. That starts before you even lift the bar. Most people ruin their deadlift before the weight ever leaves the floor. Think of your setup as the foundation of a skyscraper. If the base is unstable, the entire structure is doomed. So step 1 is positioning. Your feet should be under your hips, not spread like a squat, slightly turned out. Bar close to your shins, not floating in front of you. The closer the bar is to your body, the more control you have. The farther it drifts away, the more your spine pays the price. Then comes the hinge, not a bow, not a squat, a real hinge. Push your hips back, keep your chest proud but not exaggerated. Keep your spine neutral, not overarched, not rounded. Eyes slightly forward, not staring at the ceiling like you're posing for a superhero poster. Your body should feel tight, loaded, controlled. And this is where most lifters go wrong. They forget the most important part, bracing. Bracing is your armor. It's what turns your torso from something soft and vulnerable into something powerful and protective. Before you pull, take a breath not into your chest, but into your stomach. Fill your midsection like you're inflating a strong inner shield. Then tighten, lock it in like someone is about to punch you in the gut. That pressure stabilizes your spine. That tension keeps your back safe. Without it, your spine is exposed. With it, your body becomes a fortress. Now comes the pull, and here's where everything changes when you do it right. You don't yank the bar, you don't rip it violently like you're trying to prove something to the room. You drive through the ground. Think push the floor away, not pull the bar up. Your legs initiate the movement, your hips power it. Your back stays neutral, solid, and protected. The bar travels straight up your body like an elevator, not swinging forward like a wrecking ball. And when you stand tall, you don't lean back, you don't hyperextend, you simply finish strong, stable, and intentional. That's what a real deadlift looks like. Strong, dominate, under control. Not reckless, not desperate, not dangerous. But what if you can't feel your glutes? What if your back still takes over? That doesn't mean you're broken. It means your body needs retraining. Exercises like Romanian deadlifts teach your body how to hinge correctly. Pause deadlifts teach control and awareness. Hip hinge wall drills rebuild movement patterns. This isn't weakness. This is rebuilding your foundation so you can lift stronger for the rest of your life. And we need to talk about ego one more time, because ego lifting is what destroys more backs than bad form alone. If you chase numbers instead of quality, you lose every time. The bar doesn't care how motivated you feel. It doesn't care how loud the gym is. It doesn't care who's watching. Heavy weight is earned, not guessed, not forced, earned. The strongest lifters in the world didn't get there by being reckless. They got there by being disciplined, patient, ruthless about technique. And that's real strength. Real strength is walking up to a bar and choosing control over ego, choosing long-term power over short-term pride, choosing your future health over a moment of validation. Because your back is not fragile. You are not weak. You are not doomed to pain. Your body is incredibly powerful when you move it correctly, when you respect the lift, when you slow down long enough to do it right. And when you finally do, everything changes.
Your deadlift feels smoother, your body feels aligned, the fear disappears, the weight feels like something you command, not something you survive. And that moment when you pull heavy with perfect form, when your back feels strong instead of scared, when your body works together like a machine built for power, that's the moment you realize you didn't just fix your deadlift, you took control of your body. You stopped gambling with your spine. You stopped letting ego run your training. You started training like someone who plans to be strong for life, not just strong for Instagram. So here's your challenge. The next time you walk up to the bar, don't chase plates, chase perfection. Don't chase noise, chase control. Don't chase ego, chase strength that lasts. Because when you finally do this right, the deadlift doesn't destroy your back. It builds a body you can trust, a back that supports you, a mind that respects strength instead of fearing it, and a version of you that doesn't just lift weight, but owns it. That's real strength. That's the deadlift done right. And your back will thank you, not just today, but for the rest of your life.